Hey, beautiful. Let's be honest for a second. Men can be hard to read. One moment he's warm and funny, and the next he's quiet, distant, or acting like his emotions are in a locked vault with no key. You've probably wondered, why won't he open up? Why doesn't he tell me what he really feels? Well, here's the truth. Men do have deep emotions. They just guard them like a dragon guards treasure. But don't worry, because in today's video, we're uncovering 3 feminine habits that melt his emotional walls effortlessly. And no, this isn't about manipulation, games, or being overly nice. This is about real feminine energy, the kind that makes a man feel safe, seen, and emotionally connected to you. So grab your tea or your iced coffee if you're fancy like that, and let's dive in. Habit number 1. She listens like she cares, not like she's waiting to reply. Let's start with something super simple, listening. And I don't mean just nodding while secretly thinking about what you'll say next. I mean really listening, the kind of listening that makes a man feel heard. Here's the thing. Most men grow up being told to man up, don't cry, handle it. So they're not exactly used to being emotionally vulnerable. When a woman listens to him without judgment, she becomes rare. And trust me, men notice rare. Let me give you a real-life example. A man once said in a podcast, "The first time I realized I loved my girlfriend was when I told her something embarrassing about my past, and she didn't flinch. She didn't try to fix me. She just listened and said, 'That must have been hard.' I felt safe for the first time." Boom, that's it. That's how powerful feminine presence can be. When you listen with softness, not solutions, you give him something the world rarely gives: emotional space. You can show this habit by making eye contact instead of scrolling your phone mid-conversation. "Shane, that sounds tough," or "I get why you felt that way," instead of jumping into "here's what you should do." And my favorite, not interrupting silence. Sometimes silence is where men are processing feelings they've never shared before. When you do this, something beautiful happens. His guard slowly drops. He begins to feel that with you, he doesn't have to be strong all the time. And once a man feels emotionally safe, his loyalty, love, and openness multiply. Habit number 2. She stays warm, even when he's cold. Now let's talk about something that most women get wrong: reacting when he pulls away. We've all been there, right? You sense him becoming distant. He's texting less, not opening up, maybe even acting distracted when you talk. And your mind goes, "What did I do wrong? Is he losing interest? Should I pull away too?" Nope, that's the trap. See, when a man emotionally withdraws, it's not always about you. Men often retreat when they're stressed, confused, or trying to sort their emotions privately. They do it in silence, while women usually process by talking. So when you stay warm instead of going cold, you completely surprise him. Here's what warmth looks like. You don't chase, nag, or guilt trip him, but you also don't punish him with silence or attitude. You simply stay kind, calm, and consistent. For example, instead of sending, "Why are you ignoring me?" you can say something light like, "Hey, looks like you've been busy. Hope everything's okay." It's short, caring, and pressure-free. Men find this energy magnetic. Why? Because it feels safe and mature. You're showing emotional control, which is one of the most feminine and attractive qualities. Think of it like this. A man's emotional walls melt when he realizes you're not going to attack or abandon him when he's vulnerable or distant. You're the calm in his storm. And once he feels that warmth doesn't vanish even when he pulls back, he'll start coming closer again, emotionally and physically. Here's the funny twist. Staying warm doesn't mean being a doormat. It means being emotionally secure. You're not chasing him. You're just holding your ground with grace. And that grace? It's irresistible. Habit number 3. She shows her heart, gently and honestly. Let's be real. Women often want men to open up first. We want him to show emotion, to talk about his fears, his feelings, his dreams. But here's the catch. He won't do it until he sees you doing it first. When you express your own feelings with honesty, not drama, not manipulation, but sincerity, you give him permission to do the same. For example, instead of saying, "You never open up," You never tell me how you feel. You can say, I really enjoy when we talk deeply. It makes me feel close to you. See the difference? You're not accusing, you're inviting. This feminine energy creates emotional safety. A man feels safe to be open with a woman who doesn't make emotions feel like a battlefield. Let's take another example. Imagine you're on a date and something sweet happens. Instead of just smiling and brushing it off, you can say, that made me really happy. Sounds simple, right? But that's the magic. When you express your feelings, even small ones, it shows emotional confidence. And emotional confidence is what makes a man trust you with his own emotions. Think about it. If you can't show your heart, why would he? Now, here's the best part. When a man feels emotionally connected to you, he doesn't just like you, he starts to bond with you. Because to a man, emotional safety feels like home. And once he finds home, he doesn't want to leave. Let's quickly recap these 3 habits. She listens like she cares. She does not interrupt. She does not judge. She makes him feel heard and accepted. She stays warm even when he is cold. She does not chase. She does not punish. She responds with emotional stability and kindness. She shows her heart gently. She opens up in small and authentic ways. She creates a space where he can safely do the same. These habits don't just melt emotional walls, they redefine the relationship dynamic. Instead of chasing love, you start attracting emotional depth. Instead of begging for vulnerability, you inspire it. And you do it all through feminine strength, not force. Here's something important. Men aren't emotionless. They just express differently. A man might not say, I'm scared of losing you, but he might get quiet, distracted, or start working more. He might not say, I love you 100 times a day, but he'll fix your car, check if you got home safe, or remember the tiny detail you mentioned 2 weeks ago. Your job isn't to decode him. It's to create a space where he feels safe enough to speak your language. And that space is built with feminine habits, warmth, patience, emotional intelligence. When you embody these habits, something shifts in the relationship. He no longer feels the need to protect himself from emotional pain, because with you, it's safe to be human. He stops seeing you as someone who wants something from him and starts seeing you as someone who understands him. And that's powerful. Because every man, no matter how tough he acts, secretly craves emotional peace. He wants to feel accepted, not analyzed. He wants to feel seen, not controlled. And when a woman offers that through her energy and behavior, she becomes unforgettable. You're not trying to change him. You're showing him that being open doesn't mean being weak. That's how real love begins, not with intensity, but with safety. Now, just a reminder, doing these habits doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior. You can be warm and kind without accepting disrespect. You can be patient without waiting forever for emotional maturity. These habits are for men who want connection but struggle to express it, not for emotionally unavailable players who enjoy the chase. So, always keep your boundaries strong and your energy grounded. Remember, being feminine doesn't mean being passive. It means being powerful in your softness. All right, gorgeous, let's wrap this up. If you want to melt his emotional walls, stop trying to force him open. Instead, become the kind of woman whose presence feels like peace. Because when you make a man feel emotionally safe, he'll give you what he doesn't give anyone else: his truth, his tenderness, his loyalty, his heart. If you loved this video, hit that like button. It really helps more women find this kind of content. And tell me in the comments, which habit do you think you already do naturally?